I'll not return to prison.
You'd run back to Lallybroch?
Outlander fans, Season 8 is officially on the horizon, but there's a twist coming your way that even the most loyal fans didn't see coming. Diana Gabaldon, the mastermind behind the Outlander series, just dropped a bombshell. The show's final season won't follow her book's ending. Yeah, you heard that right. Let that sink in for a second. For over 30 years, Gabaldon's 10-book saga has been the holy grail for fans, weaving Claire's time-traveling adventures with Jamie Fraser's Highlander charm. But as we approach the series finale, there's one question buzzing louder than ever. How is this going to work? Let's rewind for a moment. Outlander has been the poster child of book-to-screen loyalty. Each season has meticulously transformed Gabaldon's novels into cinematic gold. But Season 8 has a mere 10 episodes to cover material from not one, not two, but 3 books, including the unpublished 10th installment. Now, I know what you're thinking. Game of Thrones deja vu, right? That series sped through its ending, leaving a sour taste for many fans. Nobody wants another rushed finale where major plot lines are shoved into a blender and served half-baked. But here's where Outlander has an ace up its sleeve, Diana Gabaldon herself. She's not just sitting on the sidelines, she's heavily involved in shaping the series' conclusion, ensuring it stays true to the essence of Claire and Jamie's journey. And if Gabaldon is confident, maybe we should be too. Gabaldon is still writing. Unlike George R.R. Martin, who handed over incomplete material, Gabaldon has the advantage of shaping both the book and TV endings concurrently. Plus, Outlander's showrunners have a track record of doing justice to the source material. They've taken the time to develop characters, explore relationships, and dive into the emotional core of the story. That attention to detail gives hope that Season 8 will stick the landing. Now, before anyone panics, there's a silver lining to this shakeup. By diverging from the books, Season 8 avoids spoiling the upcoming 10th novel. That's right, book fans. You can dive into the final season without the dreaded fear of knowing too much. This creative choice could actually be a win-win. While the TV show crafts its own satisfying ending, Gabaldon's books will remain a treasure trove of surprises. Think of it as 2 parallel universes. You get double the endings, double the drama, and maybe even double the heartbreak. On the other hand, let's talk about Roger, the man who somehow manages to frustrate fans and win them over in a single season of Outlander. In Season 7, Episode 15, Roger makes a decision that caused a lot of drama, but also saved the show from diving into a deeply uncomfortable storyline from the books. Yes, this is one of those rare moments when a TV adaptation boldly steps away from its source material and leaves viewers saying, "Thank goodness." So what's the deal with Roger's controversial choice? Earlier in Season 7, Roger and Buck Mackenzie traveled back to 1739 in search of Jemmy, who had been kidnapped by Rob Cameron. Except, surprise, Rob never actually took Jemmy through the stones. Their time-traveling detour wasn't a total waste, though. Turns out, Roger and Buck had some family business to deal with in the past. Roger had to save his father, Jeremiah, while Buck unwittingly helped ensure his own existence by causing his parents to meet. But when Roger and Buck encountered Gillis Duncan and Dougal Mackenzie, Roger quickly realized they were Buck's parents. Now, imagine the emotional bombshell this could have been for Buck. Instead of telling him the truth right away, Roger decided to keep it a secret. Why? He claimed he was worried about messing with history, even though Outlander has repeatedly shown that history is annoyingly stubborn about staying the same. Not exactly the strongest excuse, Roger. When Roger finally spilled the beans in Episode 15, Buck was furious. And honestly, who could blame him? That had been his one and only chance to meet his parents. But Roger's secrecy ultimately spared Buck from one of the most cringeworthy moments in the Outlander books. In Diana Gabaldon's books, Buck discovers Gillis and Dougal are his parents much earlier. And yes, he meets them, fully aware of their connection. Sounds like a heartwarming reunion, right? Wrong. Instead of a touching family moment, we get something straight out of a Greek tragedy. Buck ends up kissing his mother, Gillis, and lets her guide his hand to her nether region. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Later, he even brags to Roger about the encounter. If your jaw just hit the floor, you're not alone. This bizarre Oedipal moment might work in literature's Wild West, but it would have been a disaster on TV. Outlander isn't exactly shy about pushing boundaries, but this? Even for a show known for its intense and explicit content, this would have been a step too far. Thankfully, Roger's decision to withhold the truth meant Buck never got the chance to meet his parents under those circumstances. It was an unintentional masterstroke. By keeping Buck in the dark until it was too late to meet Gillis and Dougal again, the TV series avoided the book's awkwardness and gave Buck's story a more wholesome twist. Sure, Buck was initially furious with Roger, but after cooling off, he found closure in a way that felt true to his character. He wrote a heartfelt letter to his mother, explaining his feelings and seeking some semblance of peace. He also delivered a touching speech to Roger, saying he saw him and Jemmy as his own family now. Buck's journey in Season 7 ended on a high note with themes of forgiveness, love, and loyalty. This change also allowed Roger and Buck's bond to remain untarnished. Their partnership throughout Season 7 was one of its highlights, and this new ending preserved the camaraderie that fans enjoyed. Instead of being overshadowed by Buck's gross actions from the books, their story felt like a satisfying conclusion to their time in 1739. Well, not all book-to-screen changes are popular, but this one was a no-brainer. While the book's version of Buck's story might fit into its sprawling narrative, it would have been out of place in the show's more grounded and character-driven approach. Outlander has always balanced its darker elements with moments of hope and redemption, and Buck's altered story is a perfect example of this. With only one episode left in Season 7, Outlander has set the stage for an emotional finale. Roger and Buck's adventure in 1739 was a roller coaster, but it ultimately reinforced the show's themes of family and sacrifice. And while book purists might bristle at changes like this, it's hard to deny that this particular deviation was for the better. The show has 3 books worth of content to cram into just 10 episodes. An Echo in the Bone, Written in My Own Heart's Blood, and Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, all of that, plus some material from the unreleased 10th book. That's over 1 million words, and the show has to cherry-pick the juiciest parts to create a satisfying conclusion. Easy, right? Not exactly. However, Gabaldon came on her Facebook fan page where she explained the challenge. She asked, how much of the 1.2 million words of those 3 books do you think they can get into 10 hours of television? Honestly, not much. The writers are going to have to be ruthless, cutting and condensing like their lives depend on it. But Gabaldon seems optimistic, even teasing fans by saying, I hope y'all will enjoy them both. So if you're one of those fans who love comparing the books to the show, this season will give you plenty to talk about. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. What do you think? Will Outlander nail its final season, or will it leave fans divided? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more deep dives into your favorite shows. We'll see you next time.